Hello, welcome to Chandoo.org on YouTube. Do you like my new haircut? I got it yesterday. In this video, we are going to talk about 6 tips to use pivot tables in a massively faster way. Okay, we all have been using pivot tables to create data analysis, interactive charts, or dashboards, or even sometimes just ad hoc things. And pivot tables have thousands of tiny little features that many people don't really know all of them. So in this video, I'm going to showcase 6 such features that can save massive amounts of time for you and help you speed up your data analysis work. Let's get into them. The very first trick is really simple, and chances are you may already know it either accidentally or deliberately. This trick is a double click to drill down trick. The way this works is very simple. Imagine you are looking at a pivot table and you want to know what data points correspond to the total or average or median displayed in the pivot table values area. To see the data points, all you have to do is double click on the cell with those values, and pivot table will show you all the underlying data points in a new worksheet. Don't forget to delete such worksheets because it can quickly create lots of duplicate data in your files. The second trick is, whenever we are formatting pivot tables, we normally go through the route like this. We right click, go to value field settings. From there we click on number format, then we go to the data values and format them in currency or accounting format or numbers or whatever. But do you know there is a faster way of doing that? Whenever you right click on the value field area in the pivot table, there is another feature that you could use, the number format button, and you can use that to quickly apply the formatting that you want on all the values in that particular area of the pivot table. So that's the second one. This third tip is actually a follow-up on my video from last week where I interviewed Bill Jellan, and Bill was talking about this particular feature in Excel pivot tables called include filtered values in the subtotals.
The top 5 items, see that grand total of 6.7 million, it changes to just the items that we can see. And I used to have a manager who hated this, right? He knew they needed 6.7 million for the month, and I give him this report, he would flip out. And I love this back here on the design tab underneath subtotals. There is an option here called include filtered items and totals, but it's grayed out. And it's been grayed out since it debuted. It debuted January 30th of 2007. And every single day I open Excel, I come in and see if they ever re-enable this, and they never do.
And how it has been grayed out since the feature has debuted in Excel. Well, the reality is you could actually use this feature. Do you know that you can include any filtered values in the subtotal by just creating the pivot table from the data model? All you have to do is, when you create the pivot table, first enable add this data to the data model step, and then make the pivot table from that data, and you will be able to use that option. In fact, in newer versions of Excel, you will even see a handy asterisk right next to the grand total to tell you that this grand total is not just from the values that are displayed, but it also includes anything that is filtered out. The fourth trick is, whenever we create a pivot report or a pivot chart, sometimes we want to include the items that do not have data. Let's just say you are looking at various products for a specific region and you are visualizing them in a graph. Now, as you drill down to a different region, if you select a different region, the graph changes because let's say some of the products are only available in one region and not in another region. So this creates some sort of a jumpy behavior and even lead to a situation where the bars or columns are inconsistently sized because one region has 3 products and another has 7 products. So to avoid this kind of a problem, you can ask Excel to include any items that do not have any data as well in the pivot table. This way your graphs will stay consistent, and that will help you compare and analyze the data better. So that's the fourth tip. This next trick is my favorite. We can use tabular layout in pivot tables to create a structure where you have multiple columns, one for each type of data. For example, we could make a pivot report that shows individual salesperson details by region. So we could have region in one column, salesperson in another column, and then revenue figures in the third column. Now with such a structure, let's say you are looking at a region like North, and there are some people under North. What happens is North is shown only once and it is not repeated all the way through. But you can easily ask pivot table in the design ribbon to repeat all the labels. Just go to the design ribbon and do it, and you will be able to see those values. The last one is actually a massive time saver. Not that the other 5 are, but this one is a potential lifesaver as well. Let's say you have created a nice pivot table, and now you would like to have a similar table for each particular business operation or region or product category or whatever, and you have 75 of those. You don't need to make that operation 75 times. You can use the report filters and the report pages feature to quickly generate all the individual pages from a pivot table. All you have to do is put the region field or whatever field into the report filter area, and from there, using the pivot table ribbon buttons, ask for report pages and select the fields that you want, and Excel will automatically create those pages for us, one pivot table per tab. You can then save that or email that tab or print it out and get what you want. So those are my 6 tips for saving time when working with pivot tables. I hope you enjoyed these. If you like them, please give a thumbs up and share this video with your colleagues or friends. If you have any other handy tricks for working with pivot tables, please post them in the comments so that I can learn and share them with our audience again. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you again. Bye-bye.